So I do want to touch on balance, and I do want to know, how do you balance ambitions with patience, especially when growth feels slow?
How do you balance ambition with patience when growth feels slow? That's a great question. I think the biggest way that I've been able to balance the ambition that I have is to what we were previously talking about, understanding that results are spontaneous. The work that you put in is the real formula
Mhm.
to get what you want, but the results you can never plan for. And I think when it comes to balancing ambition with patience, it's a fight as you're pursuing something and you're building something because sometimes you feel like it's your moment before it actually is because you feel like you've put in so much time and so much work. But genuinely, I think it's all about you detaching yourself from the end result and just enjoying the day-to-day process. When I was talking about earlier of just like this time that we have and this opportunity that we have, one day it's going to be gone. And we're going to look back on the old days or the memories, and we're going to wish that in that moment we were more thankful, that we were more present, that we appreciated it just a little bit more. So I feel like for me, the way I've been balancing my ambition with patience is understanding like this right here is all a part of greatness. Right before I started my brand, I had nothing. And then I purchased my first load of headbands and I was selling it out my backpack. And then 2 years down the line, I purchased my first trailer. And then I sell that trailer. And then the pop-up shops go back to being a little bit smaller. And then they grow to now a level that I never expected. Last year, I had an idea. And when I had that idea, I started writing on Word. And after the book was completed, Love Yourself More Today was brought into the world. And now it's a book that has really helped and is transforming people along their journey of self-love. When I first started speaking, I went outside as a 14-year-old kid with no idea what he was doing or what he was even talking about. I just had a message on my heart that I wanted to share with the world. Then it went from videos that I thought was just going to be a passion for a few weeks to me speaking on stages that I never would have known. Traveling the states and around the world using my voice as my gift. But every single thing was needed to get to that final result. Every single step along the way was needed. And as you look back and as you reflect upon your journey, those are the moments that mean everything to you. Like when you think about you actually reaching your goal, when you think about actually getting to the top of the mountain, it's cool that you're there now. Like you get a chance to look over and see the beautiful view and see the trees and see the birds and you on top of the mountain. But now what? Because we can't just sit up here for life. We're looking for the next challenge. We're looking for the next mountain to climb. One thing I had to learn is that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have that ambition. It's not a bad thing to want to continue climbing the mountain because when you really reflect, it was never about the mountaintop. It was about the person that you became along the way to get there. And the only way that you continue to become a better, greater version of yourself, whatever that looks like in your own journey, you have to find another mountain to climb, or else you're going to get stuck on that mountain for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
You're going to become stagnant and complacent, and that's all you'll have to show for because you stop climbing. So I feel like for me, when it comes to balancing ambition and patience, it's understanding that the process is everything. So as much as I want to get to the final destination, this is what I'm really excited about. because this time, this day is what's going to get me there and what's going to play a pivotal role in the results that I'm looking for.
You stated, you said about like climbing the mountain, keep climbing. We usually get comfortable. Comfortability is sometimes a killer of dreams because
Mhm.
once you start getting comfortable in the position that you're in, you start to restrain from wanting more, restrain
Yep.
from trying to reach to your goals. And like you said, right now in this moment is the forming of greatness, is the creation of something bigger than you don't even know will be in the future. And so we like to say like the future is unpredictable and you don't know how your future will go, your present self is basically creating the future that you have ahead of yourself. What you are doing now is building your future that you're going to become, in the next 5, 10 years. And so
Yep.
when people waste time just like staying in the same spot, not wanting to move forward. Yes, you have to like sometimes hold on because it might take some time, but that shouldn't kill your ambition. That should actually, build more ambition. Like, yes, this is what I'm becoming, and yes, this is what I'm going to keep doing, even if it takes some time. And
Yep.
so, in the process of it, though, you will have to take risk. And I'm curious, how do you approach risk taking? Is this something you calculate carefully or lean into instinctively?
A little bit of both. I feel like I try my best to be calculated and to make sure it makes sense. But sometimes it's just intuition, just like, how do I feel about this? And if I feel something and I feel like it's potential for me to grow, and it feels like there's an opportunity for me to make progress within myself, I mean, whether that's personally or in my career, I take the shot.
Right.
When you really think about it, what holds so many people back is the what if. It's the what if things go wrong, or what if I fall flat on my face? What if I'm embarrassed? What if they laugh at me? What if I start creating content and nobody likes it? What if I start my business and I make no money? What if I go to school and I fail classes? It's the what if that stops a lot of people. But if you flip your what if from the negative, from everything that could go wrong, and you get excited about the what if everything goes right, it shifts everything. You know, I feel like when it comes to just you pursuing anything, there's a certain level of courage that you need, a certain level of audacity. That's the word I'm looking for. A certain level of audacity that you need to really make something meaningful and special within yourself, within the world, within what you're building. It takes a certain level of audacity because there is a lot of things that can go wrong. There always will be. But one thing you guarantee to yourself when you don't take your shot is that nothing happens. When you don't shoot the ball, you guarantee that you don't get 2 points. And I always reflect back to basketball because it's just what I know. But if you shoot the shot, it's a 50-50 chance. If that thing goes in, you add 2 more points on the board. And if it doesn't, well, the game keeps going. And I think that's the beautiful thing about life, right? We think so much and we try our best to calculate these risks that we take. But if you spend 2 years calculating this risk, it may never happen. You spend 2 years contemplating how I'm going to take this shot, how I'm going to take this chance, and you're trying to prepare. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is put yourself in that uncomfortable situation and seeing what happens. And I understand how scary that can be because I've been in that spot before. But the best way to see if you're ready is to put yourself in that circumstance. Because at least at that point, you can see where you fell short. You can see where you weren't prepared, and now you can take that information and go and prepare better, execute better. So when the opportunity comes again, you're ready. But if you never shoot your shot, if you never take the chance and you try to be too calculated, you'll miss out on the opportunity that could have changed your life. Because instead of going with your intuition and that feeling, you tried your best to make sense out of a situation where all it required was a little bit of faith, audacity, and courage, and it could have turned things around for you. So that's really how I would say I approach it.
Like it's sometimes usually people would say, what if this doesn't go well? And like you said, like there's always a 50-50 chance that it can go well. And
Yep.
that even even in a time that it doesn't, that shouldn't discourage you from stopping. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone in this like whole world can be successful. We all have
Hmm.
a chance to be success. Not saying that success is the same on all levels, but we all have a certain goal that we want to achieve in our lives. But we can all achieve that. It's just some people do tap out early and don't want to go on a long run because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of people thinking that about them, or people might, criticize their dreams. But at the end of the day, if you really go for it and you actually do it, and
Yep.
it goes well, hey, like, what was the point of actually stopping yourself? Because really, no one's stopping you.
At
Like,
all.
no one's stopping you doing from anything. So it's really you who's stopping yourself. And so you gotta go for it. But I do want to touch onto your writing because I know you've written your own book. Written, I don't know if that's the right grammar, but I know
It
you have
is.
your own book.
I
But
know you wrote. Yeah, I guess I know you wrote your own. But yeah, you got that.
but I do want to know, can you describe the process of writing the book? And also, what was the most powerful message you hope people took away from your writing or talks?
The process, very simple, a lot more simple than people may think. I got on Word and I put my title, Love Yourself More Today, written by Marquise James Hill. And I started typing 1 page a day. I started with day one, I would brainstorm, I would get on my computer and I would write. Day two, same process, get on the computer and write. After I got done with all 28 days, that's the length of my book. With all 28 days, basically, I wrote the introduction, wrote the conclusion. I uploaded it to Kindle Direct Publishing, and that is how I published it on Amazon. And from there, I eventually ended up producing my books myself. I created my own books and ordered a whole bulk load of them, and that was the start of pretty much me producing and creating and publishing my own book. So that was the creation process. You open up Word, you open up Google Docs, just start writing. And now I think a really cool resource that we all have access to. Like when I first got started, this was before I was aware of AI and what it was capable of. Now, instead of me going through writing my book and hoping that grammatically everything was correct and the format was correct, instead of me having to go through that whole process, after you get done writing your content and you get done writing pretty much the basis of your book, you can put it in ChatGPT, Claude AI, whatever you want to use, and have it help you format it so it's in the correct format to upload to these different platforms and get it published. So I think it's a lot of great resources out here that can pretty much just help you create your literature and publish it to the world. Also, when it came to the biggest message that I hope that people take from the book, I think for me, the biggest message I want people to take from Love Yourself More Today is that self-love is a daily journey. That's the reason that I created a daily affirmational read. It's because with self-love and with prioritizing your mental health, there truly is no destination. There truly is no mountaintop. It's a continuous climb. And on that climb, you're gonna fall short sometimes, and it's gonna get rough sometimes, and sometimes it's gonna be beautiful, and you're gonna feel the best that you've ever felt. And the biggest thing that I want people to take from the book is that that's all a part of the journey, and you're supposed to feel every single part of it. You're supposed to have those moments where maybe you overexerted yourself and you didn't set that boundary and you didn't create that space for yourself, because now the fact that that's happened and that you see it, now you can make those changes. Now you can set those boundaries. Now you can start making progress in taking care of yourself. And when you do get to that spot where you're taking care of yourself and you're prioritizing your mental health, you're going to have enough substance within you, and you're going to have the journey that you had to go through that can now uplift and help somebody else. But I feel like the very thing that I want people to take from the book is just that you got to show up for yourself every single day to build that self-love and to learn the practice of prioritizing your mental health and charging your own battery. And I feel if people can see the power in just the journey and the process, and understanding that they don't have to reach an end goal, and understanding that they don't have to be happy all the time, that they don't have to always be smiling, and just understanding that this is a daily journey, I feel like it takes a lot of the pressure of perfection and expectation to always have on this mask of strength and having it all figured out. So I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to take from the book is self-love is a daily journey, and self-love is universal. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like. It's something we all deal with, and something that we should all take serious inventory of within our own lives.
The what I got from that, I like you said, you feel you're not a robot.
Hmm.
Even though AI is becoming progressively large and there's already AI robots and all that stuff, you are human. And
Hmm.
like you said, not every day you're gonna be happy. Not every day you're gonna be the brightest, but it's just when you're there for yourself, you're there like you have yourself, as long as you're your best friend, you're like your own cheerleader, even when times are rocky. Sometimes in life, you're gonna be walking this road alone. And yeah, you might have people there, but it's still your path. It's still your path that you're walking in, and you gotta keep going every single day and keep putting your mental health on top. Keep saying to yourself, I am human, I am not perfect, but I'm still gonna put myself, do my best that I can every single day that I can. And I might not give it all my God. Sometimes it's crazy because some days you might just want to stay at home and watch
Hmm.
TV. And it's okay.
Right.
Like, it's not bad. As long as you're healing, as long as you're like, taking time for yourself and building that space, it's fine. And it can be
Yeah.
different for some people. Some people might take little bit steps to be productive, and some people might just want to take a vacation for one day. Hey, you're still putting, your time, and you're still putting your own boundaries, and you're still walking the path that you need to walk on. So as long as you have that space, then it's honestly great. Like, and what you said, I most definitely agree on. But I do want to touch onto the second last question, and I want to know what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind, and how are you working towards that now?
What legacy do I want to leave behind? I feel personally, the legacy that I want to leave behind is showing that there is no box besides the one you put yourself in. Overall, that's what I want my legacy to be. I want to be the example for the individual in the world that knows they have so much in them that it's possible for them to express themselves and to create it in the world. When I was playing basketball, I put myself in that box and I kept myself there for a long time. And when I finally broke out of that box, it was this level of like freedom and now this sense of purpose, knowing that it's all there, like it's all possible. So I feel like for me, the legacy I want to leave is the example that I set in the pursuit of every version of myself that I want to explore. Like that's it for me. I want to show to people that yes, I am a speaker and a very good speaker at that, but I'm also a writer and a very good writer. And I'm also an entrepreneur and I'm a very good businessman. But on top of that, I love music and I love playing the saxophone. And I'm a great saxophone player. And on top of that, I have my own cartoon and I want to produce my own films and I'm going to be a great film director. And I can be all of that if I choose to be. And if I make the decisions daily to be. And I think for me, that's the legacy that I want to leave behind. Like showing to people that it's not too far-fetched. It's not outside of you. It's all in you. Like you said earlier, the only person that can stop you from doing something is yourself. Especially now, and especially in America. The only person that can stop you from going out in this world and building something and creating something, it's yourself. So when you get out of your own way, everything starts to open up. The possibilities start to open up. And the only thing between you and who you want to become and the person that you want to be, it's going to be your options, your choices, and the consequences that you reap. And what I mean by that is every day we wake up, if I want to be a better communicator, a better speaker, I'm going to have the option to practice my speech. I'm going to have the option to put myself in situations where I have to articulate myself, just like this podcast right now. And then I'm going to have a choice. Do I say yes? Do I say no? If I say no, I know I'm taking a step back from becoming a better communicator. If I say yes, I'm taking a step forward to becoming a better communicator. And with that, it's going to lead to the consequence of me communicating and articulating myself better. That's in anything that we do in our life. You're going to have your options, you're going to have your choices, and you're going to have the consequences that you reap. And we have control over that. So for me, I would say that's the biggest legacy, Jordan, that I really want to leave is showing to people there is no box except the one you place yourself in. And you can be all that you want to be if you choose to on a day-to-day basis.
You're that's an applause.
I appreciate you.
Because that, like you said, you are not just, I feel like a lot of people, they love to put themselves in a box and think, I'm going to be good at this one thing, only that thing, and nothing else. But
Right.
who says you have to be good at one thing? You could be great at several other things and still love what you do. And I feel
Yep.
like a lot of people say, well, I just want to pursue, maybe I just want to write. Okay, but maybe I also want to bake or also want to, start this thing or start that thing. And I feel like there has to be a balance of like you said, setting priorities. Like it's great that you have all of these things that you want to do, but it is now the time to start some of these projects. Because what if some of them don't work? Maybe you have to put some aside. And so finding balance to balance all that you want to do and also maintaining that, keep growing, keep learning how to be the best in all categories, it will set you up for success, like definitely. But
Mhm.
I do love what you just said about like, the only person that's the only obstacle that's stopping you from reaching your dream is yourself, no one else, because they don't have the force to stop you. So
Right.
honestly, you got to keep going and keep pushing and keep trying to be the best that you can every single day and keep learning and also keep practicing and applying yourself to be the great and maybe one of the greatest. But
Mhm.
I do want to end this video with a little silly question because I always ask people that come into my show this. And I do
Yeah.
want to know, what is your favorite bowl of noodles?
Mm. My favorite bowl of noodles. Me personally, I'm gonna have to go with chicken Alfredo. That for me is one of my top bowls of noodles. Loved it since a kid, still love it to this day. I'm gonna go with chicken Alfredo.
My favorite one is it's several.
Okay.
It's several, but I would say mac and cheese. I grew up with mac and cheese. I live in the South,
Mm,
so it's just a
yeah.
and it's a
Hmm.
staple in my household. Even though I'm Nigerian, I've learned how to cook mac and cheese, and I do
Hmm.
cook a fine, good one too. And I think my second one will have to be like lasagna or like bolognese. I love bolognese. I think that's another one. I love Southern mac and cheese or Southern pasta. I don't know. I
Love
just
it. Yeah.
but thank you so much, MJ Hill, for being on the podcast. You are extraordinary. Please keep making a difference and an impact. You are absolutely amazing. And just thank you for sharing your wise words and your intake on life itself. And thank you so much for being here. It's honestly amazing.
Definitely an honor, Jordan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for bringing me on and continue building this as well. I love the conversations that you cultivate, and I can tell that you're a real professional in what you do, and it's only going to get greater the more that you do it. So I'm really looking forward to following the journey. I appreciate you having me on now, and as you continue to grow, just know I'm rooting for you in your journey.
Hey, me too. And now you're a part of the Noodle family. I
Come
always
on.
Hey, you're a part of the Noodle fam. You were here from day one, so I thank you so much. This is just a journey that we're all experiencing, and I cannot wait to see our projects grow and blossom into great things in life. So thank you so much, MJ. I appreciate you.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you for having me.
You too. Have a good